everyone, my name is Abigail and I'll be teaching you about verb conjugations in the present tense for French. So there are three different types of verbs. We have verbs that end in ER, RE, and IR. First, let's start with ER verbs. This is a list of regular ER verbs. Obviously, there's more ER verbs in the French language, but for high school, these are the main verbs you're going to focus on. So let's try conjugating a regular ER verb. How about parler? If I wanted to say I speak French in French, I wouldn't say je parle français. Instead, I would say je parle français. When conjugating with to, replace the R with an S. Il, elle, on is conjugated like je. Then for nous, you replace the ER with ONS. For vous, make the R to a Z. For il and elle, put an ENT at the end. Keep in mind, with il and elle, you don't pronounce the S at the end. The ENT at the end of the verb is also silent. So when you say il parle, you don't say ils parlons. Let's try another regular ER verb, habiter. Now you may think that it's conjugated je habite, but that's wrong. It's actually j'habite with an apostrophe in between the je and habite. This is called elision, which I will be explaining later. However, when you conjugate with to, you don't use elision. The same goes for il, elle, on, nous, vous, il, and elle. As you may have noticed, elision occurred when we conjugated je and habiter. Instead of being spelled like je habite, we actually spelled it je apostrophe habite. Instead of saying je habite, it's pronounced j'habite, and it gives a much smoother sound. Now, elision happens whenever we have je followed by a verb that starts with a vowel. A vowel would be the letters A, E, I, O, and U, but in French, H is also considered a vowel. Whenever elision happens, we have to replace the E in je with an apostrophe. Keep in mind that elision only happens to je when conjugating in the present tense. More elision will happen in the future, but we'll get to that soon. Now let's look at the irregular ER verbs. They're irregular because they aren't conjugated like the other verbs. They are conjugated uniquely. Let's try to conjugate aller. When conjugating aller with je, the entire spelling of aller is changed to ve. For tu, it becomes va. The S is silent. For il, elle, on, it's va, with no S. For nous, it becomes allons and aller for vous, but it becomes vont for il and elle. So for irregular verbs, since they're conjugated uniquely, you're gonna have to memorize how each verb is conjugated if they are irregular. All regular verbs will follow the same formula as the other regular verbs. So let's go to RE verbs next. This is the list of regular RE verbs, and we have attendre, entendre, and perdre. So let's conjugate attendre. For attendre, we remove the RE when conjugating with je and replace it with an S. For tu, it's the same. For il and elle, you remove the RE. For nous, you remove the RE and put an ONS. And then for vous, it's an EZ. And then for il and elle, it's an ENT. So it's fairly similar to ER verbs. But let's take a look at irregular RE verbs. We have écrire, prendre, mettre, lire, and dire. I hope you remember to do elision for écrire. For tu, it's the same as je, just no elision. For il and elle, it's a T instead of an S. And then for nous, it has a vent. For vous, it has a V. And for il and elle, it has a vent. For il and elle, it's écrive. You don't pronounce the ENT here as well. So let's go to the last of our verbs, IR verbs. And here is the list of regular IR verbs. We have finir, grossir, choisir, maigrir, and réussir. For finir, when conjugating with je, we replace the R with an S, and the same goes for tu. But for il, elle, on, there's a T instead of an S, so it's similar to the RE verbs, regular RE verbs. Then for nous, you place two S's and then an O and S. For vous, you do the same, but with an EZ at the end. And then for il and elle, you do the same, but with an ENT. And you pronounce it as finis. For our irregular IR verb, For our irregular IR verbs, we have venir, dormir, partir, sortir, avoir, and pouvoir. So let's conjugate venir. With je, it becomes je viens. With tu, it also becomes tu viens. With il, elle, on, it becomes vient with a T. And then for nous, it becomes venons. For vous, it becomes venez. And for il and elle, it becomes venons. For this one, you pronounce the O and T at the end. Just not the. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to us for more content. If you need more help on this topic or on other topics, please head to our Discord server to request for a tutoring session. Leave a comment if you have any requests on what topic we should do next, or if you have any questions. Visit our website as well. We have resources and our videos posted there too. If you know anyone that is in need of our services, please tell them about us. We want to help everyone we can. See you in the next video.